Hello friends! In Stardew Valley, sweet gem berries have some of the rarest, most expensive seeds you'll find, but they also produce the most valuable raw fruit. They do have some drawbacks that might turn you away though. After accounting for artisan processing, can they even compete with some of the other top crops? I've commissioned the team of scientists to take a deep dive into the sweet gemberry, and hopefully we'll find out the age-old question: how good are they? If you find this interesting, please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know if there are other topics like this you'd like to see as well. With that said, let's get into it. In a recent Stardew Valley playthrough, I challenged myself to get away from the same old progression to ancient fruit wine. It's a little more complicated than that, but I set some ground rules that would change the way I played the game. First off, I wasn't allowed to take the artisan profession or craft more than one of the big 3 artisan processing equipments: preserves jar, keg, or dehydrator. On top of that, no selling ancient fruit, pineapple, or any of their products. With those restrictions, it got me thinking, what are some of the things that will be hurt the least by limited artisan processing? As it turns out, sweet gemberries can't be processed at all anyway, so whatever value we can get out of them won't be diminished. That sounded like a perfect place to start. Sweet gemberries grow in the fall season and take 24 days to mature. That's easily the longest time between harvests for any crop in Stardew. The upside is the sell price of the fruit is also the highest in the game, at 3,000 gold for a normal quality sweet gemberry. Unfortunately, you won't exactly be swimming in seeds for this crop very easily. In fact, rare is in the name of the seed. You will typically only find a very limited supply of these at the traveling merchant cart, usually for 1,000 gold each. It can be hard to justify buying too many of these before you have the greenhouse, since you probably have better things to spend 1,000 gold on in your first couple seasons than a seed that will sit in a chest until fall and won't yield any fruit until a week or 2 before winter. Still, if you have the money, it's probably not a bad investment to pick up rare seeds when you have the opportunity. Even if you don't plan to turn your farm into endless fields of sweet gemberries, you will want to ship at least one if you're going for perfection, and maybe even more importantly, giving one to Old Master Cannoli in the Secret Woods will earn you one of only 7 star drops in the game. Okay, but outside of those 2, is growing sweet gemberries worth it? Let's start by taking a look at some of the numbers. Even though this is based on an artisan limited playthrough, we still want to see how it stacks up to the traditional meta, so we'll be comparing sweet gemberries to the classic starfruit and ancient fruit, as well as the strawberry, which is probably the best vanilla alternative for just raw fruit value, and the peach tree, which is the best off-the-shelf fruit tree for the greenhouse. To put everything on an even playing field, we'll assume we're growing these in the greenhouse or on Ginger Island, so all of the numbers are for the long-term steady state. This also assumes the quantity of sweet gemberries can't be supported buying rare seeds, so the seed cost will reflect the lost revenue from using the lowest quality sweet gemberries available in the seed maker. This means making seeds will have a bigger cost as your crop quality improves, and after you hit level 9 farming, you will have to start using some higher quality crops to make enough seeds to replant everything. We'll assume we have level 10 farming for all the calculations. Oh, by the way, to replenish your rare seeds, you'll have to send just over 51% of your sweet gemberries directly back to the seed maker on average. Yikes. First, let's compare the raw crop prices. Even with the huge cost of having to make all of your own seeds, sweet gemberries pretty easily beat out both strawberries and starfruit while being pretty competitive with ancient fruit and fruit trees. Since sweet gemberries can't be processed into wine, we also included the comparison with the agriculturalist profession, since that will max out sweet gemberry revenue. Unfortunately, that's where the gains end for sweet gemberries. As we add in keg processing, both starfruit and ancient fruit pass up sweet gemberries, and peaches really start to blow up if you're willing to devote 7 kegs to each fruit tree. Even strawberries start to be competitive, although strawberry wine is probably not at the top of your queue for kegs either. Adding in the artisan profession really widens the gap, with starfruit or ancient fruit wine doubling or even tripling the value of sweet gemberries, depending on what fertilizers you're using. One caveat is that sweet gemberries can get a bit of a profit bump if you're supplementing your seed making by buying rare seeds at the traveling merchant cart. Unfortunately, you can probably only support a single-digit number of plants over the course of the year with purchased seeds. Still, it may be worth noting that a very small crop of sweet gemberries, supported by just rare seeds at 1,000 gold each, could approach 200 gold per day with the best fertilizers and the agriculturalist profession. While sweet gemberries don't exactly keep up with starfruit wine or ancient fruit wine, they actually still are a pretty decent moneymaker, especially if you're limiting artisan crafting or trying different professions like agriculturalist. What really stands out to me is the amount of maintenance these take, or I guess don't take. Sure, these won't make as much money as their counterparts in kegs, but you also don't have to fill a ton of kegs each week, or even craft the kegs for that matter. The replanting interval can be every 24 days or every 16 days with hyperspeed grow, but either way, it's a long time of not having to worry about harvesting. The 16 or 24-day interval also syncs up well with other equipment on 4-day intervals. For example, you could line up your harvests with a Fairy Rose honey farm on Ginger Island and have 2 products that don't require any further processing to sell. It's a lot less work than something like strawberries, which also lines up with the honey harvest, but would have to be harvested with the honey every 4 days. The long harvest intervals also make these good candidates for indoor crops with a garden pot and deluxe retaining soil. Just set it up and forget about it for almost a full season. Okay, so let's say you decide you want to fill your farm with sweet gemberries. How long will it take to get enough seeds, and how long until you can actually start selling them for profit? Well, we've put together a rough timeline of what you could expect from buying 2 seeds from the traveling merchant every week in the spring and summer. If you only grow them in the fall each year, you can expect to add 16 seeds per year and then roughly double them once each fall. If you have the greenhouse, you can process them through the seed maker every 24 days. It can speed up even more with hyperspeed grow and agriculturalist, reducing the seed making time to once every 13 days. Long story short, without the greenhouse, it may take you a few years to get to the point where you're ready to sell the fruits. If you have the greenhouse, you should be able to fill it up within a year. It really depends on how big you want to make your sweet gemberry fields, but as you can see, it may take some time just to build up your seed supplies. Alright, so in the end, are sweet gemberries really worth it? Well, they aren't going to beat out some of the best fruit wines, but they do offer a relatively low maintenance way to make some decent money. If you don't have a lot of artisan processing equipment, or you're trying to avoid artisan processing altogether, the sweet gemberry is a great option. It may take a while to get up to full production, but once you do, it can be sustained with very infrequent harvesting and seed making. What do you guys think? Have I missed anything else that makes or breaks sweet gemberries for you? Let me know in the comments if you've tried large-scale sweet gemberry farming and if you think they're worth it compared to the other top crops. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, please give it a like and subscribe, or come say hi on Twitch. Until next time, goodbye.